it's Ashley. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to my channel. You know you want to. It's so easy. Just click below. I'm here with my friend Eve. Eve and I met. We both use the same email provider, which might not sound exciting to other people if you aren't in the world of blogging or your own business, but it is a very important thing that you have to think about.
Absolutely.
And it was so fun. That's one of my favorite things about being entrepreneurs is that you form these connections and relationships. And you were asking for people's thoughts on a question, and I direct messaged you, and we just built this relationship and really enjoyed
Yes,
each other.
yes, it's true. I really, really enjoyed it. I was like, okay, who's this girl now?
What's she
Where
doing
do I know
messaging
her
me?
from? No, but no, I'm so thankful we crossed paths. I love it so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. And right now I am in North Carolina in the United States, and you are in Germany in Europe, but that's not where you're originally
Yes.
from.
No, I come from Indonesia originally, and I moved here. Oh, hang on a second, 8 years ago.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah. Well, and I'm
yes,
so
yes,
curious
yes.
because I live by the beach, and you,
Mm-hmm.
Germany and Indonesia are very different in regards to landscape. How has
I
that been for
know.
you?
Um, it's funny enough, when I was a kid in Indonesia, I used to live like 5 minutes walk to the beach. And there is a huge tree. And I used to go there as a kid and read my book. And sometimes I fell asleep, and my mom needed to come look after me, and then just kind of like kick my feet and like, hey, don't you have a home? What are you doing here? But yeah, I love the beach so much. And actually, it didn't occur to me that much when I decided to move to Germany. I love it. I love it here as well. It's completely different. For the first time, I live in four seasons country,
Hmm.
which is quite exciting.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely, because in Indonesia we only have summer, or well, yeah, one season only, and
Yeah.
never change. Well, actually 2 seasons, but the raining time is also as hot as the normal time. So
Yeah. It's just you can't enjoy it as much.
I know. Yeah, it was well, how do you call it? Adventurous. Let's
Yes.
say it that way.
Oh, yeah, I know where I live, we get a little bit of the 4 seasons. We get a lot of summer and some of
Mhm.
spring, but it's hard because the spring and the fall can happen really quickly, and we have so many trees
Ah,
here, and I wish fall lasted a long time. And then when winter
yeah,
gets here, it's not as I would love winter if it snowed here, and we might get a snow every
yes.
once in a while or a little flurry, so instead it's usually
Mm,
just yeah, just wet and cold.
yeah, also in Germany for a couple of years already. So we don't really have like the white Christmas
Right. But y'all
that
have really
that
great Christmas
much.
markets, right? Isn't that one of the big
Yeah,
things?
absolutely, absolutely. It's lovely. It is one of the most favorite things of mine in winter.
Oh, I love that. Well, I'm gonna be looking
Yeah.
forward to you taking pictures and sharing them on social media so the rest of us can enjoy them.
Yeah, maybe I will. I don't that much, but yeah, maybe this time I really will. Let's
Yes.
see if we have snow this winter. Oh, I would be so looking forward to it.
Oh. Well, and one thing I loved finding out about you is that you have adopted 2 orangutans, and then
Hmm.
I believe you were adopting a 3rd one around your birthday, which you just had?
Yeah, I'm actually planning to adopt the third one this month, but I have to look which one first.
Oh, so
But
what's
I
that
think,
process like?
well, they have a website. So this sanctuary, they have a website. They're great, by the way. They have been, I think they have been doing this since the 80s. So this is really one of the causes that I also support a lot, because I originally come from Borneo.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it really speaks to me. And well, the first time when I adopt, I had to write them an email, but now they have like this whole website where you can see, you go to the donations or the adoptions sections, and then you can see a couple of orangutans that you can adopt.
I love that.
So yeah, so it's really I already was looking at it already, and I was like, I want to adopt all of them. Yeah, but yeah. So let's see. Maybe I'm lucky this time this year again, and to be able to adopt one of them and to support the foundation. It's called the Boss Foundation. It's Borneo Orangutan Survival Foundation. So
That's wonderful. I love that you do that.
yeah, I love it too.
And you are the creator of the Fancy Minimalist. What
Hmm.
does the Fancy Minimalist do, and who do you help?
Well, honestly, fancy minimalist is really for everybody. Everybody who wants to start their own minimalist version of lifestyle, because minimalism is different for everybody, right? And if they want to create their own minimalist lifestyle that is just goes beyond, just the decluttering, the Mary Kondoing your possessions, and really focus first and foremost on the mindset before you actually begin the actual journey. Um, those are the kind of people that I would love to help and nurture and guide. So I created the Fancy Minimalist simply because I had the experience of doing it myself around 5 to 6 years ago. And I didn't focus on the mindset first. So I just read this Marie Kondo book.
Yes.
I was in Asia for 3 months, and one day I was bored, and I thought, okay, I need a new book. And I thought, okay, what is all about this Marie Kondo? Why is it so hype? Why do people leave job because of this or divorcing their husbands or you know? And I was like, yeah, I was very curious, and it gave me new perspectives, and I couldn't wait to come to Germany. After that, after being 3 months in Asia, and the first thing I did, I just get rid of almost 90% of my wardrobe content,
Right.
you know. So I was so pumped, and I get rid of it, and after 6 months later, it's even damn fuller than it used to be. So I was like, how the hell did it happen? I was really, it was confusing for me.
Yeah.
And after some years, then with all of the process and everything that I try to, well, not perfect it, but try to figure out what works for me, what's not. Seeking informations and inspirations from, well, the other minimalists that's out there. I love my minimalist boys, and Joshua Becker is also absolutely fantastic, and Courtney Kalfa is also one of the ones that I followed. And I thought, well, wait, those are fantastic, but it doesn't suit me per se. And what is missing here? So I just realized that, well, my mindset is what's missing, because before I did all of those action, I really didn't sit down and think through about what, why do I want to do this? You know, what is it at the end of the tunnel for me? How do I see myself after doing this? What do I want to gain from doing this? And so from then on, I kind of worked myself through it, and created a concept and a lifestyle that works for me, you know. And I thought, well, this is probably something that I can, you know, inspire people, I can help people with, because I've been there myself. So yeah, it's for the focus on the mindset. That's what I'm promoting a lot with the Fancy Minimalist.
I love that. And I agree. I think that so many people have probably been in those shoes where they took these steps, which are great steps of how to, you know, reduce things in your life. And, but if they aren't putting these deeper practices in place, then they're just going to find themselves in the same situation or worse. So I love that you're doing that.
I promote the mindset works by, you know, you find out your why, and then you find out what your vision is. And the last thing, then you create a system that works for you, because we're all different, and the system that works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. So you need to focus on yourself. I normally, start with these three big questions and just enjoy the ride afterwards. So it's actually really not all complicated, because people thought, minimalism is not for me because I need to be rich so then I can buy just really expensive, best quality stuff. It's not like that. Or minimalism is too restricting, and because at the end of the day, what I want to promote, my end goal of all this, is that each of us can have a sustainable contentment in every important aspects of our lives. That is what fancy for me, you know. That's why I call it a fancy minimalist, because
I love that.
people was people was like, what is the fancy minimalist? So your group is like those rich people who just buy designer stuff. I said, actually, it's really not that. It's really come down to the basic. And I realized, I mean, I'm 41, and when I was younger, I didn't really think about, like what my purpose in life is, or what do I want to do with my life, or how can I impact people, or how can I contribute to the world. It wasn't like that. But as I grew older, what I realized is that you can't have whatever you want to have, or you can have, I don't know, what's fancy for you is different than what's fancy for everybody else. But are you content? That was the question that I always like. Are you content? And it's not only with your work or your relationship or your interpersonal relationship with other people, or yourself, what you have and how you live your life. And it's all actually really, when you dig deeper, it's really more than decluttering.
Right. No, I love that, and I think that that isn't a message that a lot of people will hear. They just think about the clutter first. So I love that so much. And I know that
Yeah.
when you were 22, you had a moment in your life when you were also about contentment and valuing yourself and figuring out what you
Yes,
want.
that's right.
Can you
That's
share about
right.
that?
Yeah, sure. So I was young. Okay, 22. And I met a guy, and he was a very fantastic human being that happens to be, pretty well off. So we were together for quite a long time, actually. And then I thought, now my life is actually, it's already all figured out, because, I imagine all of the future that I'm going to have with him. And during those years of relationship, then I realized that, well, I wasn't really happy, because that wasn't that kind of relationship that I kind of envisioned to have. And it was really difficult to just, you know, cut it off,
Yeah.
you know, and then just because you are young and you're in love, and you are like being spoiled, and you're kind of like, oh, my life is going to, like, it's going to be an amazing life, and I don't probably have to do things. It's not like I didn't work at that time. I work. But then I thought, when we're so pretty well off, then I can really just do whatever I feel like doing charity and doing this project and the next project. So I thought, like, everything is already figured outable. And then I felt like, dang, it's nothing like I envisioned. So that was really the time when I realized that, do you want to continue doing this, being in a relationship um, that doesn't really fulfill you, or you wanted to go out there, really listen to yourself and what's really matter to you, what's important to you. But outside, out there, it's a jungle. You don't know how your life is going to be. You don't know what kind of men you're going to meet. And, all of those things you have to understand. This is from an Indonesian perspective.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, as a 22, I was like, hmm, well, now I have to figure out things by myself. But I thought, well, what scared me the most at that time before I decided to really just leave was because I didn't want to be in the same spot in the next 5 years and still feeling like I was feeling.
Mm.
I thought there was really more to life, and it was scary, but I think it's really worth the shot. So it was really one of the most profound experience, the first ever that I had on my younger years, to just really, whoa, okay, actually, I got it. If I really put myself into it, if I really put my mind into something, I can do this. I'm self sufficient. I don't have to depend on anybody else. I really can just do the shit that I want to
Yeah.
do. Yeah, so it's really kind of boosted my self worth and self confidence, because knowing that actually, whatever happened, I can't really do things by myself. And it was, I think, without that experience, probably I also wouldn't be here. Maybe I would be, I don't know where I will be right now, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe in Australia. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I bet you would if you hadn't ever made that decision and you stayed where you were, you probably would always have this feeling inside of you that you were longing for something more, or that you had kind of said no to certain parts of yourself that you should have said yes to.
Yeah, definitely. Because at that time, it was also kind of cemented my basic relationship with money.
Mm.
Because, you know, uh, my friends and I were like joking, like, people that says that money don't buy happiness actually don't know where to shop. And I was like, nah, I was 22, and I know for sure that money didn't buy happiness. It could buy you temporary happiness, but because I mean, I was really well off. I didn't even to technically work. My life was, I was living like a princess in Indonesia.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have to. I didn't have to think about anything else, and I'm flying there, having nice holidays and this and that. But at the end of the day, well, and technically, it's it didn't change me, and that was what cemented me. That I thought, okay, I actually have this kind of relationship with money, which really useful, you know, growing up to now.
Yeah.
So it's like, mm-mm, no, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna really. It all goes back to the contentment, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so thankful that you did take that chance on yourself and
Yes. Me too. Me too.
Oh. Well, and it was your birthday very recently, which also I'm so jealous because you went to Tuscany.
Yes, yes. It was beautiful. It was really, really beautiful time. Yes.
Oh, I'm just so glad you did that because I know that's just a crazy year. So I'm glad that you were able to get away and do that. And
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
you wrote this beautiful Facebook post. You're an amazing writer. Your posts are just
Thank
so
you.
beautiful. It's true. Like you're just gifted with words and
Ah, girl.
I tell everyone this and this is true. I am a horrible liar. So if I didn't think that was true, then I just wouldn't have mentioned it.
Okay.
But one thing
Oh,
that I
very
loved
good.
that you wrote was you talked about how you're so thankful that you grew up in a home with such supportive parents that
Mm,
just empowered you to do what you want to do, and how even when
mm-hmm,
you moved out as an unmarried woman, which wasn't
mm,
customary at that in that
Mm-mm.
generation in Indonesia. And so I would just love to hear more about how having them as parents really shaped you to who you are today.
Mm. Yeah, it was. I have to say that I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky because my parents are so open minded, and what is very important is I think that they didn't treat us, me and my sister. I have a sister, and they didn't treat us like children. So they really treated us like adults already, even when we were still very young. So they really just support whatever it is that we set our minds to do. And I remember when I was in high school, I sometimes, I have a lot of extra things outside school, and that requires me to come home like around 10, 11 in the evening. And my parents were very cool about that. And in my generations, I think when I look at all my friends, I was probably one of the few who were allowed to do that, because in Indonesia at that point it was, no, you are kind of, you go to school, you find a job, you do a lot of housework since you were a kid. Well, you were taught to do so. So then you can find a nice husband and be a great mother. And there's really nothing wrong with all that, because my sister is a great mother, by the way. But those things really boost my self confidence in me. And my late mom, she was always being a very positive person. So they knew that I will mess up, and I messed up a lot. Oh my god, all of the craziness I do. But but they knew that I will learn from that, and I will be better from that. I will. They know that I really honored their trust, and that I really honor their support. And it made me very independent, and sometimes very stubborn, because they were like, okay, yeah, just do your stuff. But being growing up in an environment where it doesn't necessarily have to be your parents, but I mean, if you have friends or if you have partner that really just lift you up, that challenge you to be the best you can be, and just really supported you, respecting your decisions for whatever your mind set to do, and not afraid, and be there for you when you messed up. I mean, those are one of the most luxury things ever that you can have. So this has really empowered me as an Indonesian woman. And it also didn't make me, kind of scared to voice my thoughts, or to just say what I feel like, what I don't like, what I expect from people or not. And it, it needed some time to be able to do that, because in Indonesia it's kind of, hmm, you know. So it's not really common. Nowadays, of course, it is, but at that time in my generation, it wasn't. And by the time I wanted to move out, being unmarried and all, and I already wanted to move out. And I can remember that all of my neighbors, like, the mothers of my friends, like, oh, aren't you afraid that your girl is going to, And my parents were really cool about it, because they really trusted my decision. And it was really one of the best, just one of the best experience that I have in my life. And yeah, so it's made me also, funny enough, um, doing kind of the same to people that I know. You know, I'm not the if sometimes also I would say that, because even if a friend of mine is saying something like, I want to build a business, I was like, yeah, go for it. It's not like, what kind of business, or
Are you
yeah,
sure?
do you know that building business is hard? How much money you have? Do you know that you're going to make it? Or it's sometimes even before they finish saying what they want to say, I was like, yeah, just do it. So it really. it makes me feel like I had all of this advantage growing up with those kind of belief and those kind of support that I and those kind of love that it shaped me as who I am at the moment as well, reacting to other people, really just supporting other people and really believing the best of other people because I really believe that all of us we have our geniuses that we can share with the world. So yeah.
I completely agree, and I think that is something that is so needed always for
Mm,
everyone, but especially women. I think that
hmm.
there's so much in our lives that
Absolutely.
tell us the opposite. So I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I really believe in that. And especially I know what you say, I know what you mean, for us women, because whether we like it or not, sometimes we're really just trying to take care of, other people more than ourselves.
Mhm.
And uh, it's yeah, it's really empowering to be able to kind of support one another and have, okay, I know that maybe, okay, my husband doesn't understand my business, but I have that best friend, you know, that business bestie that I've
Yes.
never met. Yeah, so yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. Yeah, we all need to have that group of people around us, whatever the relationship is, that they are
Yeah.
supporting you. Because if you have all these people telling you no or making you doubt yourself, it's just crazy
Mm,
what the trajectory of that life looks like
mm,
versus one where you are supported. And I mean,
mm.
you growing up into who you are today is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Mm.
That's yeah,
Well, with
completely
everything
agree.
that you've experienced and learned, what are some of the top mindsets that you value for yourself and try to share others?
Try to mindfully think and act from a place of abundance,
Mm.
because it's, I really believe that when we set our minds to do something, especially us women, well, men or women, but especially us women, with whatever it is that going on with our lives, the crazy husband with the crazy kids and the crazy dogs, or whatever you have, or your stinky laundry, or whatever appointment you have, um, we can do it. And sometimes you get the feeling that probably, oh, you know, uh, it's not enough. I don't have enough, or I cannot do this because I don't have enough resources, or all of those things that make you, when you operate from a place of lack, thinking that you always needed this for something, you always need that for something. In reality, sure, you kind of needed, whatever it is that you're trying to do. For example, you need support from your husband, you need whatever it is that you probably need, but at the end of the day, you it's really plenty for everybody. You know what I mean? So um, if you really think that, especially it's going back again with the contentment thing that I said earlier, that if we always think that we need more and more and more, and not really going back and just sit back and lay back a bit and just think, well, actually, I practically have everything that I need at the moment, and whatever that I might need later will come to me as long as I put my mind into it, as long as I put work for it, work smartly, work diligently, and focus on the ball. It's just really, it's gonna come, you know.
Right.
So this abundant things, I'm a very big believer of it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. I think that's such great advice. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least that's what I'm trying to do. That's I'm trying to really mindfully think and always act from a place of abundance. So, Germany has shitty weather. And I was kind of man, and sometimes, and just yesterday, I came back home from work, my day job, and then it was raining, and it was just not nice, and I started to hear myself complaining. It's like, the shit weather and all of those things, and then there's a voice on the back of my head like, woman, you really have everything you need basically, and then you complain about the shitty weather. You have like 2 months of not 2 months, 2 weeks of beautiful sun from Tuscany, and then one day it's raining, you complain. And then you can go home and make tea, and sometimes all of those this little thing, when you wake up, or when I wake up and like, oh, do I really have to go to work today?
Yeah.
And then behind closed doors, I was like, I really want to help people. I want to help more people. Whom should I help? Whom should I help? And then actually at work, with my job, I'm helping a lot of people. So, well, I work at a fashion house, and sometimes I do facial merchandiser, and mostly I also help people with styling, and I get really great connection with people, and I'm actually really helping them, seeing uh, that they love the outfits that I put together for them. It's like, seeing smile and everything. It's just such a little thing,
Hmm.
but
It,
I'm helping people, and then I feel reluctant to go to work. I mean, like, sometimes I love to smack my head myself in the head, because I was like, it's, so yeah, I really believe that when you just train yourself to think and act from a place of abundance, always feel grateful, just really, you know try
right.
to be grateful, whatever it is, no matter how bad your day is, or how shitty your life at that moment might be. It could be also just a shitty day, but it's not a shitty life.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. And it just goes
Mm,
into your perspective of everything, if you,
absolutely.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well, how can people connect with you? I think that after hearing this episode, some people are going to want to connect with you.
Or they would be like, I know that's great, just chick. Just leave her alone. And your friend would be like, why are you inviting her?
Nope, that's not true.
um, well, I'm on Facebook. The Fancy Minimalist is also on Instagram. So just go to Instagram and fancy.minimalist, or you can also add me personally on Facebook. I'm Ivone Eveline. Or we also have this fantastic Facebook group, the Fancy Minimalist, where, there, you're also coming this month. So this group, I would love to have people that I know share their zone of geniuses. So there's always a different topic every month, and this month's topic is mind clutter, and Ashley is also coming to do a live masterclass. I'm so excited for it.
I'm so
So
excited
yeah,
too.
yeah, the group is the Fancy Minimalist, or just simply, go to the website, see if you like it, and there's always buttons where you can click, where you can connect with me, or just write me personally, just whatever. Just go there and have fun and see if you can relate to it. Then I would love to expand my network, of course, to meet beautiful, gorgeous souls just like you are.
Oh, well, and I can again speak from personal experience that anyone that connects with you will just be thankful that they did, because you're just so great and such a giving person, and that's just evident very quickly. So,
No, thank you, love. Thank you so much. I really
yeah.
appreciate
Well, for
it.
the final question, what is one of
Mm,
your favorite qualities about yourself, and how do you live that out?
be silly.
I love it.
No, um, don't take life too seriously. I
Yeah.
mean, I know it's sometimes, when you think about life, it's like, oh, it's so complicated, and the world is already crazy as it is. especially this year, everything's changing like we've never experienced before. And it's too much. It's just too much. And we're only really only live here once. And I think, I mean, I actually kind of got this from my husband, more or less. Well, I'm a silly person. I'm clumsy, I'm silly, I'm 41. It doesn't change much in that department. I love to laugh about myself a lot because um uh I mean, try to have some humor in life. And just what I feel is that what I know apart from that, that I always have and that I always do is I actually believe in people. I believe that every one of us is special. We're just people. We're just the same. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. Doesn't matter what your job is. It doesn't matter where you come from. We're the exact same inhabitants in this world, and you know, we just need to love each other and share compassion to one another. And I really believe that the world could be a better place if we just put more trust in people. You know, I think I got it from my late mom because she's really big in helping people, and she basically know everybody. And if we go to a like a traditional market and in Indonesia, and everybody would be like, and everybody calls her mom. You know,
Oh,
those guys who sell fishes or those guys who sells like fresh vegetables, and they always like call her mom. And she's really set an example of me of how generosity and trust in people and compassion can do a lot difference in your life. So except for that, being silly. Don't take life too seriously and just be kind.
yes. I love it.
Just give.
I love that. And yeah, yes. Oh, well, I'm so thankful for you being on the episode. And I look forward to one day when international travel is a thing again and I can come and
Yes.
visit you in Germany.
Oh, you're always welcome, girl. I'm going to get you to Oktoberfest and make you drunk.
Yeah.
No.
October
You know,
2021. It's a date.
you know what Oktoberfest is, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We
Yeah,
celebrate
you
that here
heard
too.
about it. Yes, it was so crazy because I came from Indonesia and alcohol was actually, well, it's not banned, but it's also not really openly promoted either.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
And then I came to Germany, and then there's this festival called Oktoberfest, and then where people just come from every part of the world just to get drunk. It was something that was so funny to me. I mean, you go with a early train at 6, and everybody was already drinking beer and stuff, and it's like, man. But no, it's really really fun. So I'm probably gonna take you. First lesson of being a German or
Yes. There you
coming to
go.
Germany. This is German culture. But yeah, visit me. Visit me. I also would love to visit the States one day.
Yes. Oh, my
Let's
goodness.
hope that everything is going to get better. And yeah,
Yes. Yes.
just wear your mask, people.
Oh,
Wear your
yes.
mask.
Oh, yes. Everywhere. Wear your mask, wash your hands, socially distance.
Exactly.